Hi, so it is week 2 of the AEW Continental Classic for this year. Let's go through the week, what's happened, what the stuff of the matches are, and where the standings leave us after this week. So the first match was Kazuchika Okada versus Pac in the AEW Gold League of the Continental Classic. This match was a great rematch of their Dynasty match from 2024. Now, what happened in this match was quite expected of a good match, good technical bouts previously seen from both competitors. Kazuchika Okada coming off the loss via Kyle Fletcher's Don Callis family stablemate, and Pac off the win against Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, how did this match go? Kazuchika Okada got the win. Pac did have a quite tight match. It was quite an unfortunate result for Pac. He was seen visibly, distressed after the result, but Kazuchika Okada gets his first win of the AEW Continental Classic for this year. The Continental Champion and the Unified Champion, may I add, has only one win so far out of 2. Hopefully this, being the favourite of all competitors, will kick him on the entire tournament. Pac still has 1 win to his name, so him and Okada are still on level points, so it's still very tight early days in the Gold League. The second match of the Continental Classic this week was also in the Gold League, having Okada's stablemates from the Don Callis family and Kyle Fletcher go against the second half of Jet Speed, Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight coming off a very impressive performance against Darby Allin, and Kyle Fletcher coming off a win over the current champion Kazuchika Okada, as previously mentioned. This match so far is undoubtedly, in my opinion, match of the entire tournament so far. Kevin Knight continues to show why he is considered one of the futures of this company, along with Kyle Fletcher, who ultimately shows out himself too. Kyle got the win, and that makes him the leader of the Gold League with 6 points, although let's not overlook Kevin Knight's just ridiculous work ethic and just how insane he is to watch in ring. Again, I think this is personally match of the tournament so far, but how good and how tight everything is, definitely looking onwards to overlook that. Now, the final match for AEW Dynamite this week in the Continental Classic was Death Rider's Civil War, as some people were putting it, which is Jon Moxley, the stable's leader, versus Claudio Castagnoli. There's been animosity brewing in the Death Riders recently due to Jon Moxley's poor form, just in general competition, and Claudio being on a great rise and a great run of form himself. This match was brutal to say the least, and some people think this would cause friction between the stable. This did not happen. Their match was ridiculously good. All respect was shown after the bell. They left nothing in the ring, and Claudio got the win out of the two. Jon Moxley seemed visibly distressed after this, as it was such a tight match and so brutal that to give so much to not get anything out of it must be hard to take. But the entire Death Riders come out, and again, they all seemed great after, on good terms. Claudio Castagnoli, this was in the Blue League. Claudio Castagnoli at this point leading the Blue League with 6 points. Moving on to Collision this week, which had the Blue League match all through the card. We had Roderick Strong versus Conglomeration's stablemate, quote-unquote, Orange Cassidy. Tensions were brewing in this one, as Roderick Strong stated to hold nothing back and aim to break Orange Cassidy's back, as Orange Cassidy did not want chops in this match due to friendly fire, so to speak. Both Roderick Strong was seen visibly emotional in this match and did target Orange Cassidy's back, but Orange Cassidy, being so tricky to wrestle against, came with the win. This is Orange Cassidy's first win in the entire tournament, as after his loss to Claudio last week, and however, Roderick Strong is still on 0 points. Next match on Collision was the other Blue League match, with our first double duty 1 week in the Continental Classic, having Claudio return for a second match in the span of 7 days. We had him against Mascara Dorada. This is the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship, in Claudio Castagnoli versus CMLL's own Mascara Dorada and their Trios champ. This match was excellent. Claudio was still visibly seen wary over the Jon Moxley match a few days prior, and this obviously gave Mascara Dorada the upset win to some people. Mascara Dorada looked excellent in this match, as did Claudio, but Claudio did tire out around 5 to 10 minutes in due to Mascara Dorada's insane speed and athleticism. This is Mascara Dorada's first 3 points on the board with the CMLL representation growing with Claudio's belt, but Mascara Dorada being the only one who's not signed from AEW in the tournament this year. The final match for Collision and the Continental Classic this week is another double duty done by Jon Moxley as he faces one of the favourites to win this entire tournament in Konosuke Takeshita. This is a great match. First time the guys have met 1v1, and this match did not disappoint. Both hard-hitting, big in stature, and it was an excellent bout to watch. This was a great match of testing whose ankle strength was the strongest, and Konosuke Takeshita coming out strong. This match was, I thought, excellent. This could be one of the matches of the tournament so far. This puts Takeshita on 6 points so far, and this puts Moxley still sitting on 3 points in the Blue League. Before we go to the standings for this week after the Continental Classic's action, we need to bring some news about the Continental Classic. Darby Allin has been ruled out of the competition entirely via medical, so he has been replaced by Jungle Jack Perry in the Gold League. This means Jungle Jack Perry will be coming in on a 0 points head start, so to speak, and we'll look forward to see how he sees to close that gap. Darby Allin did send a message to Jack Perry in the entire competition, wishing Jack Perry luck, as they didn't have a great relationship, but he's going to support from the sidelines. Now, we'll show the standings for the Gold League now. As you see, Kyle Fletcher is still in the lead, but Kazuchika Okada being the favourite for the tournament of the current champion, let's hope that changes for more excitement. Kevin Knight still on the rise due to his phenomenal performances. Same with Speedball Mike Bailey. Jack Perry being the new addition to that side of the tournament. And you also have Pac in there. Pac obviously being a brutal and high-level contender, so let's hope no one remains on 0 points during that whole side of the tournament. And on the final side, we have the Blue League so far of the Continental Classic. Takeshita being the overall favourite for this block. But let's not mistake anything. Claudio Castagnoli is still in the lead with 6 points, along with Takeshita, so they're both neck and neck. Jon Moxley is a top-level contender. Most world championships in history for AEW, so you can't write him out. Orange Cassidy finally off the mark with 3 points, and Roderick Strong still sitting on 0 points. As we look to the third week of the AEW Continental Classic, it will be travelling to Europe, specifically the United Kingdom this week, with AEW Collision taking place in Wales, and then the week after, the Dynamite and Collision will be taped in Manchester, the United Kingdom in England. What do you think of the Continental Classic far, and who is your favourite to win, and what is your favourite match so far? Personally, mine is still Kyle Fletcher versus Kevin Knight. Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita is still a phenomenal match.